Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host Brian, along with my co-host Lou.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We're here to talk Alone, season 10, episode 7. This one was entitled Aftermath. Um, I thought this was a good episode. We're kind of getting to the end of the season. We had talked pre-show that we learned a lot about like weight loss today, and we were talking about mindset. So Lou, I know you haven't been on in the last like few weeks. Where are you at? What did you think of this episode?
I thought it was great. Yeah. So we have five people left. Um, Wyatt, Taz, Melanie, Alan, and Mikey. Um, it's surprising because we've been hovering around like day 20 to like
Hmm.
30 for like the last couple of episodes, which I don't know how long the season's gonna be, but usually they run like what, like 10, 8,
Yeah, I think it's
10.
10 to 12. I think it'll be 10.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're going to get that far into like the depths of winter here, like we have in some other seasons. But um, yeah, like Brian said, there's a lot of weight loss noted, a lot of weight loss stats coming across the screen this episode. I mean, on average, I think it was like 30 to 40 pounds everyone's lost, and you
Yeah,
can tell.
yeah, oh,
Um,
definitely.
this is something that I always wanted, even from the beginning and previous seasons that we've talked about. I want a before and after picture
Yeah, that'd
because,
be nice.
like, gradually you can't, like, you can definitely tell, but I think it would be very shocking to, like, see, like, what they went in as and what they, like, come out as because, especially for people who purposely bulk and come in like 30, 40 pounds overweight,
Hmm.
they know they're going to lose all of it coming in if they're going to go past like 2 3 weeks into this. Um, but yeah, I mean, Melanie, I think she said they lost like 34 pounds,
Hmm.
35 pounds.
Yep.
Taz 44, I think was the biggest number that we saw.
Yeah,
Um,
Taz. Yep.
and yeah, and on top of that, like you said, got to learn a lot about mindset of these guys, which actually are pretty positive at this time. Um, Hunting's still good. We saw at the very end of the episode Wyatt cleaning up with what was it, four different animal kills in the last minute of the episode.
Yeah, he was all over the place with like all like
Yeah,
the fishing traps, stuff like that. So yeah.
right. Um, well, when we were talking about mindset, he was the biggest one that came to mind because he lost his last fishing lure, and that was a big food catcher for him. I mean, he's
Hmm.
lost all of his at this point, and he was able to laugh it off, adjust, go bow hunting, had success with that immediately afterwards. So that that becomes really important because we talked about it previously on the show. It's so hard in those conditions that
Hmm.
one thing break you. Something
Yeah,
like that
exactly.
could have broken another competitor and be like, oh shit,
Exactly.
like I have no like that's a big mind fuck and that like a lot of people
Mm.
can't get over.
Mm. Yeah, so just talking about your before and after pictures, it's really hard to tell. You can see it in the face,
Right,
but because they wear so much clothes, it's really the med checks where they lift up and it's like,
right.
like
Oh
you have like
yeah,
a
yeah.
gasp because they like are like ribs only underneath and stuff like that. So that's I agree with you. Like the before and after picture would be nice, but it's
Right,
really tough to tell with the clothes on. And the mindset stuff, I agree with you. Like Wyatt has had like, I mean, how many he's lost like four lures, and it's
yeah,
always funny because like especially today, he gets a nice sized fish, then he loses a medium, then he has the Canadian accent. Oh no,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's very funny. But I mean,
um,
I like everyone remaining. It's I think has a chance. You talked pre-show about Taz and like his maggot infested food, so that's definitely gonna be something interesting to watch because next week we definitely lose at least one person based off of the preview. You hear that somebody dialing in, so at
yeah,
least
yeah,
one person's going down, maybe two. But like
yeah.
you also commented on Taz's shelter, like it's
Right.
just not
It,
like
it
everyone else kind of has like a nice steady roof, and it looks like we're getting snow next week, or
right.
at least a decent amount of snow.
He just
So
has
we'll
a
have to
tarp
see
up.
how that goes. Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. If he maybe he'll scramble in the beginning of the episode, something like that. But based off of what we've seen so far,
Right.
yeah, we
Um,
don't. I don't know.
I mean, and like I don't I understand the idea of caching food, but this early, with how successful everyone still is with gathering and hunting, like I think it's a bigger waste almost to try to cache food that much because like you say, Kaz keeps losing it to that one animal. What was it, like a muskrat or
It's
something
called like
keeps
a
getting into
martin.
his,
It's called
yeah,
like a martin or something like that.
maybe, but it keeps getting into his food, and then he lost like a week's worth of food to maggots.
Hmm.
Um, Problems that you won't have when the snow comes,
You're right,
right?
exactly,
Like
exactly. You can
like
put it up
you,
there and
yeah,
only worry. Yeah, it's up high enough. You don't need to worry about bugs.
right, right, and preserving it is so much easier. Like just in the conditions they are now, catching food is, I think, more trouble than it's worth.
Hmm.
Um, because everyone's losing like everything they catch. So, um, but another thing that I thought was interesting, and I think was a really great move um, with caching is Melanie, who was like caching a lot of her like berries and mushrooms and stuff, and she doubled her rations because she wasn't feeling well and
Right.
was able to like make that hike to go pick blueberries. I think
Hmm.
that was a really smart move on her part. Um, and like yeah, like to function out there, you need like there's no point in trying to like save up at this point. Like everything's still on the it's coming to an end, obviously, because like you said, we're getting it looks like we're gonna get heavy snow next
Hmm.
episode, but um, everything's still pretty green. You still have a little daylight, everyone's still bringing in fish. So who knows how long that's gonna last, but
Yeah,
Kaz, like you
yeah.
said,
Unless there's like a huge like day gap that we have, I can't see this going further than like 50 or 55.
I don't either. I don't even think it's gonna be that much. I'm thinking like I'm paying I mean, there might be a huge, yeah. I would actually say like 50, 55 is a good number there. I mean, I truly think that unless someone, which my hope for a big game kill is lower and lower every episode.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Um, I mean, we're not even seeing them anymore, right? Like we
Mhm.
haven't seen even a shot of a moose, and like on camera, I think we might have seen one, and then like the bears a couple shots, but like
Yeah.
no one, I don't think anyone's actively hunting big game at this time. Like I think if they take a chance, like or like if they see something, they'll take a shot, but they're not like trailing these animals
Yeah,
trying to
it's
get them out.
opportunity. It's not
Yeah,
like they're being aggressive with it, which
right,
is
right,
not very totally surprising. I know that's the selling point I feel like with the show. They're like, "Oh, this is the season. There's a
right,
we saw a bear episode 1. This is the most populated bear area." And it's like,
right.
no,
No, it never
it's still
happens.
just not
I
coming
mean,
through.
I don't blame them for not like technically going after a bear because even like you can bow hunt bears, but even then they bring
Okay, yeah.
consistent
You're
numbers.
weaker.
Like
It's not like you just woke up
yeah,
in your house and you're going for the
well,
day.
also it's one of those things where it's not like the smaller game where like it doesn't matter where you hit the smaller game, like a grouse or a squirrel in the body,
Yeah, it's
because
gonna
it
usually
dies
die.
because it's so small. But like you hit a bear in the wrong spot, you
It doesn't
miss
matter.
on
Yeah.
target, it's going to charge you. It's not going to feel that. It's going to charge you.
Yeah.
So like
And none
I
of
don't
it and
necessarily blame them, but like I would like to see. I mean, that's the most exciting thing. I would like to see a moose. I mean, without that, I don't see anyone making it. Like again, past the 50-day mark. It's just tough when
mm,
those winters come in. You have nothing. I mean, that's the only way Roland and I mean Brittany had a little bit of success with like hares and stuff like that, but
mhm.
it just gets too tough.
And
Um,
well, real
but
quick, with your bear comment, like none of these people are Legolas where they're like gonna hit
yeah,
something
yeah. Well,
like just
hey,
fire.
actually, to be honest, I mean, hitting something like a grouse that small, you have to have pretty good aim, right? But like,
I know, but the pressure, it's when you're
yeah,
starting to get
oh yeah,
charged.
oh yeah,
Like this
it's
guy's
all
not
about
gonna
the
just keep
pressure,
quivering out like a machine gun
right?
arrows.
Right, right,
But it would
right.
be kind of like because I love the thing I really like about these newer seasons is the POV where they're like drawing
Yeah,
it back and there's like a dude like the camera's like right
right in
here.
there. Yeah,
And
yeah, you
I
can
really
actually,
like that. I think that those camera angles are sweet. The production telling them what to do is
right.
I really like that.
I mean, they thought it out. I mean, because like I said, they are like we discussed before, they get training on this. I mean, you're not going to send these people out who
Mhm.
might have zero camera work without training them on how to get
Right.
like good shots
Right.
and stuff. So shout out to the production team on that one because yeah, I do enjoy those shots. Those are really
Yeah.
good shots. Excuse
Yeah.
me. The last thing I want to talk about is Alan, who can't catch a break on catching the right animal in his traps.
No, I know. I
Caught a
know.
duck.
Yeah.
with his kill net. And like I this is the thing that I want to know. Like I want to know the rule on that. Like, is it just a fine?
Yeah,
Like
I know. I
do you
do. I
get
agree.
eliminated? Because like at some point, like he's really good about it because I guess he has enough food or it's not to that point. But like if you're starving and there's a duck there and you want to win, like you, unless it's a limited like a disqualifying offense, like I'm gonna
Yeah.
kill that duck.
Because the thing is like it's literally honor system because
Right.
you film it like you could not film it. And I know I've seen a couple comments and I think it's like, well, the integrity and blah blah blah. And
Sure.
I totally get that. I totally get that. But like when you're out
Right.
here, no one will know,
You're,
and
you're
it's
fighting for
literally
your life. You're
yeah,
fighting for
right,
your life. Like
right.
you are
Like and then
you are
yeah, and then Lou, what if it was dead in the trap? Like then you
right.
can eat it, right? Like I think it's if
Right.
it's alive, you can't.
Kill it.
Yeah,
Right.
I
But
really
like
would love like to talk to next time if we get somebody lined up,
ask him
we're
about
gonna
that.
ask them. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, and also
super
too, like
interesting.
Wyatt, I don't know if they showed that scene in the last episode. I forgot.
What with the wood?
With the wood, did
He
he
did
pull it
not.
out?
No, he did not film it.
They didn't that episode's been in the previews, and I've been looking forward to like actually seeing that scene, and they didn't show it.
Well, he didn't film it.
He didn't. I could have sworn there's like him in black and white pulling something out of his arm, starts bleeding.
Maybe they. I don't. Maybe
I, I'll take the
maybe I'm
clip from it.
wrong.
I'll take a clip from it and send it to you because
Yeah,
but
I
they
don't
didn't.
remember. I could be wrong. Maybe it happens again.
Maybe
He talked about like how he didn't say anything about it for a week.
right. And I know that we know they have weekly med checks. So he hid it from the med people, and he said that they're gonna probably be pissed at him when they. Which yeah, I mean something like that too. Like if you lie about like an injury,
Mhm.
like does that can you get disqualified for
Yeah,
that?
I
Like
know, I know. We need like a working rule
I
system.
mean, well, it's just one of those things where you then put like it's a dangerous precedent to set for these contestants if you like kind of let
Hmm.
that stuff slide because
Hmm.
they could lie to you about stuff and then you put the whole show in danger because something
Right. Like
seriously
they
could
could die.
happen.
Like, oh, I have
Yeah.
pains. It's like I'm good, and then they're dead.
Yeah. Right. Now I'm sure there's other ways to tell that. I'm sure they do like pretty thorough exams of like all their vital signs and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
something that gets infected like that, I mean, that stuff, any little thing like that's dangerous out there.
Right.
So,
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
but no eliminations this week, which is good for us because we get a little bit longer seeing all these guys, which I really enjoy and
Mm.
girl. But
See, that's the opposite mindset for Bill. Bill
really,
wants sacrifices all the
what
time. Yeah.
all every time? I think it is more exciting to split it up where you go into an episode not
Yeah.
knowing
No, the
who's going to
randomness
be
is nice.
eliminated, right? Like I don't like the idea of like knowing every episode that someone's going to be gone
It's just
because
not that. This is not that type of show.
right. Because like again, like you could have potentially all of these five guys drop out of the last episode if
Right.
you really
It's very
like
possible.
because they could all go the same day, it's just all about who is after, which is another thing, which is like it used to be that you used to shoot off a flare in the air and like so the other contestants knew
Really?
yeah, like the first couple of seasons I
I don't
think
remember
you
that.
would shoot a flare in the air so that like you would know, oh, someone's out, and like now
You
you
sure about
don't
that?
know. I'm 100% sure. It might have only been the first one or two seasons, but yeah.
Okay. I don't remember that.
Um
I usually have a
yeah,
pretty good
yeah.
memory. That
Um
sounds like Hunger Games.
yeah. Well, I mean this
You sure you're
is
not getting it confused?
no. I'm pretty sure.
All right.
Uh
Anybody in the comments, if Lou's
if I'm
wrong,
wrong,
let him know. Tell him
yeah,
how
let
dumb
me
he is.
know, but I'm like season one or two. You can look it up, catch up on the other seasons. They're all
Look it
great.
up. That's awesome. Look it up.
Look it up.
You
Look it
look
up.
it up. I might be wrong, but you look it up.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
anything
but
else before we close out?
nope. I mean, that's like I said, great episode. Another one for the
Yeah. All right. So
books.
real quick, who do you think is the one that goes next week? Don't need
Um,
to go crazy in detail. Just off the top of
so
your head, who do you think?
I think it's going to either be Melanie or Alan, maybe.
I'm gonna say
I'm
Taz.
rooting for Alan.
I'm gonna say Taz because he ate that meat with the maggots in it, and they
Ooh,
flashed like you could get sick. So
yeah.
based off of what we saw this episode, I kind of think that that could be the leader. Illnesses can come on in an instant, so
Oh,
I'm gonna
right.
say Taz.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, like you said, it's a really roll of the dice here.
Yep. Mhm. Thank you for watching. We will be back next week for episode 8 coverage, and we will see who will be eliminated. Make sure to check out all of our other stuff. We have tons and tons of other content on our YouTube and TikTok. I think the next episode out after this would be this is like a complete switch. It's Real Housewives of New York episode
Oh
2.
yeah.
So we're going from
The,
Alone to
the
Real
reboot.
Housewives. So we're really just all over the genre of what
Yeah.
we call reality TV. But from myself and Lou, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.
That's a lot, guys.